And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Halifax, Nova Scotia. Pardon me for a second there. We're all excited for the second round of the Coast to Coast Cup. This is going to be a fantastic occasion for rugby here at Graves Oakley Memorial Park. Brian Kelly, happy to be standing beside MLR star, I should say. I was trying to figure out what the right word would be. MLR star, Halifax product, Mo Abdelmonem. Mo, we had a fantastic occasion on Saturday night, which kicked off the Coast to Coast Cup, and we're back for the second match here. We've got the Canada West Selects taking on the Toronto Arrows, and Toronto Arrows Academy are looking for their first win. Mo, what did you think about the first performance, and what are you feeling for tonight?
I thought the boys really played a really well game from both sides. Everyone put a great effort and a great shift. Today is a little bit better weather, as we can see, a little bit chilly on the chillier side, but happy to have a little bit of a sun instead of some wind and rain. I'm excited to see how both teams fare out today.
The Canada West Selects, of course, wearing the black on the left of your screen. The Toronto Arrows Academy in the blue and gray on the right side. Arrows Academy losing 15-10 on the weekend against the home side, the Atlantic Selects. Here's Crosby Stewart. Graydon Bowd over the top. Beautiful ball there from the veteran, but couldn't quite get a handle on it. We've got beautiful conditions here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. We're in Spryfield, which is about 15 minutes away from downtown Halifax. This is, of course, the home of the Tars Rugby Club. We're standing on the deck of the brand new Admiral Club, the clubhouse that's been in the works for the last couple of years. We just got the keys 4 or 5 days ago for it, and it's a beautiful facility here, and it's going to be such a great resource for rugby in Nova Scotia, for Halifax and Atlantic Canada, and it's great to have our first sniff of some Canadian rugby here as well. We've got the Coast to Coast Cup happening. This is 90 of the best up-and-coming athletes here in Canadian rugby representing their respective regions. Windy conditions, a little chilly once the shade goes behind the mark, but the referee calling it advantage here for the Arrows Academy. Hard into contact there, just over the halfway line. So Mo, if you look at this this Canada West Selects roster, there's a lot of guys from the Pacific Pride, a lot of guys from some of the clubs like James Bay Athletic Association, Castaway Wanderers, Capilano. What are your feeling on this Canada West team, Mo?
This Canada West team looks like a couple big boys on them. This, of course, we're going to watch the scrum and see how they set the tone for the rest of the game. I'm excited to see a lot of young fellas coming in through this program and the Pacific Pride program as well, and now the Toronto Arrows Academy as well. I'm sure some of the boys would try to get onto the Arrows MLR. What a massive scrum and a scrum penalties. Looks like the Pacific Pride already set the tone.
Canada West Selects front row, Den Ouden, Jacob Bossy, Kyle Stevens, Reed Davis, and Isaac Kelly in the second row. Zephyr Melnick, Cody Nahanala, Callum Botchar in the back row. The West Selects are coached by Canadian 7s and 15s legend Phil Mack, as well as Curry Hitchborn. Toronto Arrows Senior Academy, they've got Aiden Vachon, Sam Mace, Jeremy Grimard in their front row, Tom Artman, Matt Fish in the engine room as we're back underway here. And a flurry and a good open field burst of speed. That's a good ball back inside from Crosby Stewart. I think they had their hands on his Callum Botchar, brought down about 5 meters out, sniffing for the first try of the game. Toronto may have stolen this ball. I think they have. Could have been a knock on there from the men in blue. Yes, it is. Advantage here for Canada West Selects. Here's Stewart spinning the ball out. There's a couple of numbers on the open side. Graydon Bowd beats one tackler and just sails that one into touch. So we're going to come back for the original knock on. So a good burst of speed and a good first line break here from the Selects from Canada West. As mentioned earlier, this is the second round of the Coast to Coast Cup. Saturday will be the finale, the Atlantic Selects, which is the best players from the 4 Atlantic provinces, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, and Newfoundland will face off against this Canada West side. And interesting back position here. They've got their entire back line out to the left-hand side. Little deception play with the winger, trying to fake going on the right-hand side, but it's spun out. Why not able to go to hand? Just inside the 22 now. Hard up into contact there is the captain. Here's Kyle Steeves smashing his way forward, brought down by his bootstraps. Stewart has a little go himself. He finds beautiful ball, and we have our first try. That's Dawson Fatorik. Well, Fatorik's name is on the score sheet, but that was all Crosby Stewart. He saw there was no one in that second A position or ABC right around the breakdown and just fed it to him brilliantly.
We're going to watch here as Crosby just picks it up, draws in that defender, and Fatorik just runs right through that hole. Great team try.
Well, Crosby Stewart has been a mainstay in Vancouver Island rugby for about a decade now. Member of the UVic Vikes and long-standing player with the James Bay Athletic Association. He had a sniff at Major League Rugby down in Houston, down in your state, Mo, that you call home for most of the year. He's such a strong player. He's a leader on this team. He's one of the older players on this roster. Him and Graydon Bowd in the 9 and 10 will sure play a big role in this Canada West team. Dawson Fatorik also playing in the Pacific Pride from the Algonquin College. He's an Ontario product from Ottawa. One of the few players that's not actually from the Canada West setup, but he is playing in the Pacific Pride, which is based out of the Al Sharon Rugby Canada National Training Center. Back underway here, this Toronto Arrows Academy side. I had a chance to chat with Mark Winokur, the general manager of the Arrows, about half an hour before kickoff today, and he was saying his guys were disappointed with the result on Saturday. They were camped out inside the Atlantic Selects inside their 22 for about 35 minutes in the second half and came away with 0 points. And they're a young side. They've battled with COVID, shutting down their preparation. They built the Toronto Arrows Academy system in January of 2020, right before the main shutdown. So they haven't been able to train, haven't been able to compete, and they only played 2 games recently against the New England Free Jacks Academy and Rugby New York Academy. Came away with a split decision, 1 win, 1 loss, and they beat the Atlantic Selects last fall as part of their road rally. So they're getting some mixed results. They're a young squad, and Winokur was basically saying that, you know, they're still fit. They only have the one injury to Hank Stevenson on this roster, but they're still feeling good, and they want to come away with a big result here against this Canada West side that they know that they're up against, because this Canada West team is well drilled. They're big, they're strong, they're fit, and they're in season, and a lot of these guys are a lot older than some of the Toronto players. So not using the underdog card, but they know they're up against a very strong and well-drilled side here from, you know, some university teams out west and some of the well-known clubs in British Columbia. Penalty in favor here of the Arrows Academy. Opportunity for them to just sail it into touch and move things downfield. Mo, talk to me about this Toronto Arrows Academy team. Had a tough result, losing by 5 points, an absolute physical battle. What's the mindset from a player's perspective going into a game tonight?
Well, the Toronto Arrows were a bit unfortunate. They did camp out in the 22 of the Atlantic Selects, but they didn't execute on coming out away with some points. But as a player, I believe that you just park your emotions and what happened and restart, because you do not want to bring in anything. If anything, you're more a bit like riled up and ready to go for the next game to prove something for them. So I think the Arrows are ready to play a game. And
back inside ball there. Thanks, Mo. That's Galrizik. Here's Doyle spinning it out into contact now. Trying to find a break in this defense. Going back down that far side. Big contact there. Tackled well there by Nahanala. Good burst of speed in the midfield. JC Vinette, he was the first try scorer about 2 minutes into the opening contest. Good half gap there. That was the fly half, Adam McNee, but the ball was spilled. Going to ground, referee saying play on. Doyle spins it out. Big contact. That's Nahanala again. Well, I've said his name about 3 or 4 times. He's the captain of this side from the UVic Vikes, also from Ottawa. The Canada West Selects have stolen this ball. This one's booted downfield. Does it go into touch? Yes, he's overcooked it outside the 22. So a good steal there from the Canada West Selects, but giving the ball right back to Toronto. There's a beautiful shot of the clubhouse on the left side of your screen. Big thank you to the hundreds of people who helped make that clubhouse possible. Dr. John Gillis, Elliot Kaiser leading the charge. Great shot of everyone standing up on the patio enjoying the facilities. Trying to get past one tackle there was Adam Doyle. Scrum half. Big contact there from Isaac Kelly. His dreads just flying into the contact. Cutting back. Good stepping there from Rezik again. McNee out the back. Into contact. I think that was McMullen. Here's Doyle. Trying to find a little break. Tackled by Kelly. Just inside the 22. Good tip ball there from Sam Mace to Jeremy Grimard. But that ball has been knocked forward from Toronto. Opportunity now here for Canada West Select. Here's Graydon Bowd. Bowd sends this ball downfield. If this bounces into touch, that could be a 50-22. Toronto just off your screen there. It looks like he kicked it back in touch. Well, that was a great bit of skill. Unfortunately, I don't think that was on the broadcast. It was a good bit of skill. We'll see if we can get a replay of it. That was fantastic. I think that was the winger Colin Smeebert. Into contact now is Matt Fish from Wilfrid Laurier University. Another tip ball, the little spinorama from Grimard. Callum O'Neill from the Belleville Bulldogs. Slow ball here for Toronto. Not gaining any territory, so they're just going to send this one downfield. Waiting for it is Mike Maloney. Just sends this one back. Little banana kick, but that one bounces brilliantly.
What a fantastic
Well,
kid.
that's a Carlos Spencer kick right there. He just slices that one perfectly. It's like me off the tee in when I'm golfing. But as we can see, this is the skill here early on from the Toronto player. Knowing that it's a 50-22, I was wrong. That's JC Vinette from Concordia University. That's sublime skills, as he knew that if that ball went out, it would have been for Canada West. But now an opportunity here for Crosby Stewart and the men in black. Smashing forward, just a couple meters out now is Bossy. 1 meter shy. Isaac Kelly goes himself, trying to get it down for The second try, Isaac Kelly, does he have it? Yes, he does. Try time, the big man from White Rock, British Columbia. Plays for the UBC Thunderbirds. Too big, too strong. See on the replay here, just a mess of bodies.
Isaac Kelly just decides that he's going to just take it on himself and just go right through them.
Bit of a mishmash. It looks like the scrum half, Adam Doyle, was in the A and the B channel there. So, of course, that's a big mismatch.
That's a very big mismatch. I have a hard time blocking that channel, so big Isaac.
Well, this is a very well-rounded Canada West select side that we talked right off the top about how good we knew that they were going to be, and they've just been dominant. Of course, it's good to have the only player who has caps on this in this entire Coast to Coast Cup campaign. That's Graydon Bowd, 2016-2017. So got 8 caps for Canada's men's national team as part of the America's Rugby Championship. Made his debut against Uruguay in Langford, now known as the Starlight Stadium, in the victory over the Uruguayans. So look for him to just act as the general in the back line for this Canada West Selects side. McNee gets us back underway, sends this one just over the 22. Good contact there. Getting Bosch back was Rezik. Well, not sure who had the ball in his hands there. Up the guts. Nahanala, just a wrecking ball out on the field. And just smashing through once again is the inside center. Fatorak Hughes, a first try scorer, and a really quick ball. Up the guts there is the loose head prop, Willem den Ouden. Canada West just playing at a frenetic pace. Sidestepping brilliantly there is Kyle Stevens from St. Paul's High School in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Stewart smashing forward once again is Den Ouden. Calgary, Alberta. Bowed, back inside ball. Tackled brilliantly there by Caleb Hickey. But still moving forward, Crosby Stewart finally brought down. That ball had to have been spilled forward. But talk about the pace of play here, Mo. Line breaks to offloading to players in contact.
It seems like they're running really hard, but they're also keeping the ball alive, which is the key of them making all these line breaks. They're catching the Aero Academy off guard and not set in line for the defense. Unfortunately, just a little bit of a miscommunication there for a knock-on. But if the Canada West Selects can keep this pace up, they'll be on the board soon.
This Canada West Select side played in the Coastal Cup in the fall. I'll explain a little bit further in that how it was a feeder system. But look at the scrum there from the men in black. Mo, you're a man who spends a lot of time in the scrums playing for down in Texas. Talk to me about how important that big scrum is there, that big shove.
We talked about how set pieces are some of the most important things in rugby, and that sets the tone for the rest of the game. It seems like the Canada West Selects have a very strong scrum, and they'll continue to use it. And now, as they knew that they're a stronger pack than the Toronto Arrows Academy, it will be one of their key weapons.
Canada's men's team head coach Kingsley Jones in the house here tonight, keeping an eye on some of these players. This is a very important competition for building the depth in Canada. You've got Major League Rugby, of course. You've got this program, which is going to be building players for building and developing the pathway from club to your provinces to your region, then trying to get contracts in Major League Rugby over in Europe, down south, and just trying to build the amount of players. There's currently 13 teams in Major League Rugby now, and there's talk of expansion. So these players that you see on the field here now, it's not a stretch to say some of them will be playing Major League Rugby in a few years, Mo. Free kick awarded to Toronto Arrows Academy. Give them an opportunity to send this ball into touch. They will lose possession if they do that, but I think they'll be okay with just clearing their line and getting out of harm's way.
I believe they'll opt out from not taking a scrum against the Canada West Select.
Exactly. This Canada West Selects team has been here since Thursday, so they've had a good lead in for this game, whereas Toronto arrived on the Friday before their Saturday game. I was talking with some of the staff for the Canada West Selects, and they were saying that this has been a really good opportunity for them to get 4 or 5 days on the ground here in Halifax, have 2-a-day training sessions for these guys to play and train with one another, because they've been training as 2 groups, a Vancouver Island group and a Vancouver group, and this brings them together. So they've had a few days to prepare for this game, and so far they seem well drilled, and that time has been paying off. High tackle there from Jacob Bossy. See what Toronto can do here over the 40-meter line. 20 minutes gone here in this second clash of the Coast to Coast Cup. Numbers on the far side, trying to tiptoe down that sideline, but the ball goes into touch once again. As you see off in the back of your shot there, Curry Hitchborn talking with Jamie Cudmore, the coach of the Atlantic Select side, longtime captain for Canada's men's rugby team, now based in Newfoundland. Ball back in the hands of the men in black once again. Advantage here, not rolling away is the call from the referee, Ian Davies from Wales. Plenty of high-level refereeing experience for that man in yellow who's directing this entire tournament. Here's Bowd on that far side. Plenty of numbers, but the ball is spilled. We're going to come back to the earlier penalty for not rolling away. You will hear it in our mics. It is pretty windy here out in Spryfield, about 15 minutes, away from downtown Halifax. And the wind is directly in the favor of Canada West Select. So I saw some of their players before the game. They were slotting kicks from about 60 meters out. The kickers love a tailwind, but this opportunity, Mo, they've sent it into touch. It's a clear saying, let's push this one over, shall we?
Yeah, they already identified that they're a bit bigger and a bit stronger in the set piece area, so they'll look to take it on.
Over the 22 now. Setting the drive here for the Selects from Canada West. Just marching their way forward, couple meters now. Still on their feet, still going, not sure who has the ball in their hands. Finally brought down about 10 meters shy, 7 meters shy. Smashing forward here. Just so hard to bring down. Nahanala. That was swatted down. It looked like it had been from a Toronto Arrows Academy player. Going to come back to an earlier penalty.
It's a very hard thing to defend the maul when it starts to go rolling, especially with some big boys, and especially on your 5-meter line. You're probably going to give away a penalty, which they've done here.
And they just decide to send it into touch one more time. Happy to just continue on, knowing that they've got a bit of an upper hand so far in the first 23 minutes of this contest. Let's see where they throw. Going to the back jumper, but they've missed their target. So an opportunity for the Arrows Academy to clear their line. Missed opportunity here for Canada West Selects. Big collision there. About 7 meters shy. Well, if they're going to kick here, they're not exactly giving themselves much opportunity. Spinning out of the tackle there is Matt Fish from Waterloo. Under all sorts of pressure, it does well to get that one off, dodging about 2 players trying to block that. That was Adam McNee from the Coburg Saxons. So just giving the ball right back to Canada West and, putting themselves under similar pressure once again. Not taken cleanly. That looks to have been knocked on by both sides. Big summer of rugby here in Halifax. Canada's men's national team taking on Belgium at Wanderers Ground, where we kicked off the Coast to Coast Cup on Saturday. That should be a fantastic occasion in early July. And then Canada's women's 15s team will be taking on Wales at the end of August, all in their road to the Rugby World Cup. Should be two fantastic occasions, both at Wanderers Ground, downtown Halifax, just a few meters away from all the nightlife and all the fun of Halifax, which we've all known to love. You can get your tickets on rugby.ca for both of those contests. Over the 22 now. Into contact, Caleb Hickey. Slow ball here. Trying to wrestle that ball with Zephyr Melnick from the Nanaimo Hornets. Just sending this one downfield, waiting there for it is Maloney. Sending this one back. He's going for it again. Does he get the second kick again? Yes, he does. But is it kept in?
Great bit of skill.
Oh my goodness, incredible skill once again. We got to see if we can get a replay of that. That was brilliant for a second time. Keeping that ball in. Acrobatic stuff here from the Arrows Academy. But talk about the boot of Mike Maloney from Trinity College and Deakin University. He is Canada, working towards his eligibility to play for Canada. He's from Lyndoch, Australia, but plays for the Capilano Rugby Club in North Vancouver. Here's Kelly smashing forward. Two players need to bring him down. Stewart finds Bowd. Bowd goes himself. Beautiful ball out the back. Into the hands there of Reed Davis from the Bayside Rugby Club. Well, Graydon Bowd, that's sensational. But a penalty in favor of Toronto. So, Mo, it was Toronto not able to capitalize with deep possession last game, and now it's for Canada. As we get a replay of this kick from Maloney, watch as this one bounces over the line, but kept in. I don't know about that one. The referees will have to judge if that one was on his foot on the line as he grabbed that. Assistant referee seeing a little bit different to what I saw.
We're a bit luckier having the replay over here, but without any TMO, you cannot really make the right decision.
Yeah.
They do their best.
Yeah, exactly. Ball in the hands now of Sam Mace. Second round MLR draft pick last year for the Toronto Arrows. Has not featured in Major League Rugby yet, but has been such a strong performer here. That's Sam Mace from the University of Ottawa, the hooker from Ontario. Ball now here for Canada West Selects. Good attacking platform, just almost 40 meters out. Great shot of the scrum here from these two sides. As mentioned earlier, referee, tons of experience in Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. That's Ian Davies. Great shot of the scrum there. Out the back. Can't get a handle on it. That was the inside center, Dawson Fatorik, the try scorer. Advantage here for Toronto Arrows Academy as Graydon Bowd just got tossed at the back of the breakdown there. Toronto not really spending much time inside Canada West's territory. Here's a burst of speed down the far side, trying to find a man on the back inside ball, and he does. Into contact. Here's some life here for Toronto. Smashing forward now. Couple meters away from the 22. Canada West resetting their defense, but it's been spilled forward. Well, I think he saw a man in his train tracks coming right for him, spilling that ball. Isaac Kelly on the far side calling for the ball. Here's Bowd out the back. Good, sensational passing there. Tackle coming in from Adam Doyle, the scrum half. So some life there from Toronto, but it's quickly snatched back here by Canada West. Here's Bowd. Going for a little cheeky cross kick. Underneath it there is Vinette. Steps one. Good strong hand fend, but not gaining much territory. right up the middle there. Strong tackle by Kyle Steves. That's Owen Cumming into contact over the halfway line. Doyle. Big contact once again. That's Kelly. He's just everywhere tonight. Smashing forward, pushing off once, twice. That's that's Reed Davis. Little show and go. Den Ouden. Bowed. He's got 3 players back inside. Well, this could be another try time here for Canada West Selects. And they are going to touch it down. Oh, that's brilliant rugby there. That was Talon McMullen from Bayside, and also another White Rock BC product. But that was just a team effort, Mo.
As you see, there's a 3-on-2 opportunity. Took the right option going back inside.
That was Zephyr Melnick finding Mike Maloney, the fullback, and then it's just simple 2-on-1. But he cuts back inside, does well. That's McMullen from Earl Marriott High School, and just trots in for the 3rd score of this first half for Canada West Selects. Just so strong, these men from out west.
He just helps his team just get it under the post for an easier kick.
And Graydon Bowd once again sending it over for another 2 points here. Beautiful night for rugby here. A little chilly and windy in the shade, but beautiful conditions nonetheless.
This is perfect weather for rugby.
Absolutely.
Once you get the heart beating and the sweat a bit.
Yep. My second voice on the broadcast tonight is Mo Abdelmonem, who's a Halifax native, originally from Egypt, but moved to Halifax, played all of your regional rugby here for the Nova Scotia Celtics, for the Rock, and now playing in Major League Rugby with the Dallas Jackals. We'll touch on that in just a minute here. Back underway, smashing forward into contact there is Callum Butchar from the UBC Thunderbirds in Vancouver. Wrapped up into contact, going into touch there is Talon McMullen.
Seems like Morris didn't decide to step this time, just wanted to go right through them.
Here's an opportunity for Toronto now. Going to the front. Not able to find their mark, though. Bit of a sloppy ball, but they still have possession.
Big tackle by Isaac Kelly. He has been a menace.
Good low body position there on the attack. Slow ball, unfortunately, but another penalty called by the referee. I wonder if they'll go for points or decide to send this one into touch. Score, of course, 21-0 in favor of Canada West. You got to think Toronto's going to hope to get one on the board here before the halftime, Mo.
As they need to get some points in and get their momentum started.
Into the hands now of Mace. See what the Arrows Academy can muster up here. They set the drive, trying to get the ball back into the hands of Sam Mace. Good defense here from Canada West Selects. And they've won it!
Great.
Denying Toronto of any points.
That's great defense from the Selects. That's a hard job to stop them all 5 meters out, and they did a great job.
It's just pure power from the Selects. Standing their ground a couple minutes before halftime here.
The Arrows need to put some pressure on the scrum and try to force a closer kick and try to get on the board before halftime.
There's Stewart at the back.
Surely the referee will.
Oh, Stewart gathers that one up quickly. And a good burst of speed here from the fiery scrum half. Boots it downfield, and the chase is on. Well, Crosby Stewart, that is sensational. Gathers that ball up, and that could be a 50-22, I think.
I believe it is.
I'm not sure where that went off of his boot, if it was just around the 50-meter mark. But Crosby Stewart, take a bow. See if we can get a replay of that. Is that one just tiptoes beautifully? Well, that's an 80-meter play for, and Canada West Selects have the ball. So that was a 50-22, and that was all thank you to a strong shove there from the forwards, but then just a sensational play by Crosby Stewart, beating the defenders and knowing where the 50-meter mark is and just sending it downfield. Oh, and we have our fourth try. That's Nahanala, the captain, getting it done. And Mo, you got to look back at these moments and say, well, Canada West Selects have a scrum on their own 5-meter line, and less than a minute later, they're scoring underneath the post. That's unbelievable.
That's what a great team try is. You saw the forwards got into work. Stewart just identified a gap and took it, exploited it, and the knowledge to see the 50-22 rule and kick it behind players into space. Beautifully done, and then rolling into a line out.
Nahanala just grabbing that ball from the base of the breakdown and going right up the middle. Seems to be getting a bit of medical attention after scoring that try. Likely could be subbed off. Looks like he's holding his knee. Let's see what happens here. He's been an absolute wrecking ball in the first 35 minutes. Finishing it off with a try, and it looked like that'll be the end of his evening.
That's an unfortunate sight to see. He was playing real well and leading his team. Speedy recovery.
Both of these teams electing to dress 24, 25 players here tonight. Toronto not able to feature Hank Stevenson from the Toronto Nomads, who trains with the senior Arrows team. He had a concussion on Saturday.
There's that replay again. Stewart just identifying the hole and exploiting it. The knowledge is to kick it through behind players into space and out on the 22 for that new rule of the 50-22.
And that's such a smart move there from Stewart, knowing that, you know, if he's that isolated, if he does get into contact, someone's going to steal the ball from him. He just goes just inside the 22 and gets the 50-22. As that one is kicked by the Toronto Arrows Academy. And the referee saying that one bounced in touch, because I think that it was taken, oh, it was inside the 22, never mind. So it'll be a West Selects ball here. Jacob Bossy. Now Stewart to Bowd. Good smashing run in the midfield. Once again, the center's taking it up. I think that was Johnny Franklin. Here's Bowd out the back. Good wrap tackle there by McNee. And a penalty in favor of the Arrows Academy. Gonna try and go quickly, and yes they do. Off the foot. Gaining some bit isolated. That's JC Vinette. But he manages to get 10 or 15 meters. Getting them on the front foot. Maybe a couple of minutes here away from halftime. Toronto trying to get something going here before heading into the halftime sheds. McLaughlin. Rezick. He's wrapped up. That's Vachon. And a good tackle right at the back. That was from the number 8, Callum Botchar. On the scrum half, Adam Doyle. Good hands on that far side. Into contact is Caleb Hickey. Doyle cutting back. Doyle again. He finds O'Neill. So plenty of phases here for Toronto, but not really breaking the gain line at all. And now here they are. I'm eating my own words. That's Matt Fish breaking the gain line, finally getting over the 22. Quick recycle, smashing forward once again. Good front foot attack here from the men from Ontario. Need to maintain possession here inside the 22. Back inside ball. That one goes off a hand of a Canada West Selects player, so a knock-on advantage here from the referee. This is likely around the halftime mark, so going to the boot. Knowing they're playing with house money, so that one swatted down, so we're going to come back for the knock-on. So this is great life here from Toronto, Mo.
It's great life, but the Atlantic Selects have, the Canada West Selects have shown that they have great defense and kept them out after several faces. Not sure if the kick was the right option and you want to go back to a scrum where you were not gaining any momentum. Selects are looking to push over, gain the penalty.
So here we go. About 20 meters out, just near the left upright. Big shove here from Canada West Select, and this one's been spun, but referee just not happy with it, gonna reset. So a big shove there from Canada. We knew it was coming, and it happened.
Might have been a bit of an early push there, but
a few subs on the field for both these sides. That's Matt Klimchuk from the Regina Rogues Rugby Club in Regina, Ontario. The big fella is now playing with the Pacific Pride on Vancouver Island. Another one of the Robin McDowell products that's been came out of the prairies. Referee just slowing things down here. Likely the final play of this opening half here at Graves Oakley Memorial Park. It's been an impressive first 40 minutes. I'd love to see Toronto get this ball back and try and get a set play or something that they've done on the training pitch. Another big shove here from Canada West, and they've done it. They've won this ball. It's at the back. Who's going to get their hands on it? And a penalty. Well, that's just pure power, Mo.
That's just a strong performance from the Selects, and they elected to tap and go quickly, catch them off guard.
Referee saying that one went backwards. Crosby Stewart over the top, but that one sails into touch. Forward pass is the call. And there you have it. We have halftime here at Graves Oakley Memorial Park. Canada West Selects dominant first 40 minutes. That's 28-0. It's been a pretty impressive first half from both these sides. Just going to take a moment to thank our sponsors. The lead title sponsor is Strand from Mike McKay. Presenting sponsors 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Rob Parker from Gary Parker Excavating, Jennifer Gillis from Domus Realty, Admiral Insurance, and Rebecca Cable. Mo, big for 40 minutes on these first two sides. How are you feeling? Are you impressed with both these two teams?
I am impressed. This is a young team from both sides, and they are putting their bodies on the line for MLR contracts and playing for their country. Obviously, the Toronto Arrows are going to have a word just to have a better performance in the second half. The Selects obviously have a very dominating forward pack in the scrums, in the lineouts, in the mauls, so they would look to exploit other parts of the game.
And on your screen there, Canada's women's 15s team taking on Wales, August 27th, Wanderers Ground, 5 p.m. kickoff. That should be a thrilling contest. Olivia Demerchant and Emma Taylor, some of the local products, will be likely featuring in that one, as well as Canada versus Belgium on July 2nd. Also Wanderers Ground, 4 p.m. kickoff. Cooper Coates, the man on the bottom right there from Halifax, Nova Scotia, in London last weekend competing on the HSBC World Rugby 7 Series. Brian Kelly standing along with Mo Abdelmonem. We'll be back, kickoff of the second half in about 10 minutes. Stay tuned.
Spring cleaning is when homes get a new twinkle in their eye.
A new spring in their step.
And new color in their cheeks.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Oh. Yes!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
Room my home gym now, right? We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
Hey guys, Brian Kelly here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. We are one day away from kickoff of the Coast to Coast Cup Series. I'm joined now by
This is Bowden Barrett, control this, and the cup is his. Is this the greatest ever era? That is a wonderful piece of rugby. The power, the precision. Emily Scant is going to go all the way.
One of the very best in history.
And it's absolutely unbelievable. The crowd has gone mad.
Here we go! Come on! It's got...
The ultimate prize at stake.
When World Rugby was deciding who should host the 2025 World Cup, surely there was only one option: the birthplace of the game.
English rugby folklore.
Touch it for England!
And the team is not that bad either.
It's Daniel Waterman.
It's a try.
The Australians, the Wallabies, showing great character.
This is a World Cup dream come true.
The wind up here would blow a dog off a chain. England might have invented the sport, but down under, we took it to new heights.
Gambisi gets it in his hands. Gambisi.
Moran, Finnegan, right in the corner. Australia the winners, the first country to win the trophy twice.
Straight to the line.
Peel across the park, and that is it. Halia Murphy with those beautiful boots scores Australia's third. Wilkinson in the place. Johnny Wilkinson.
I think we can stop that right there. Come down under and join us in two massive parties in 2027 and 2029. Two Rugby World Cups back to back.
We did it. Joe, we did it. We are hosting the Rugby World Cup.
America! The Braves!
Absolute magic. It's just gold to watch this American team.
America, baby. Let's go.
Oh, it is an absolute ripper from the USA. And the USA will finish with a smile on their face.
2031 and 2033. Rugby's here.
Incredible! Let's get the party started.
Thanks for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. This is Sarah. How can I help?
You gotta help me. I don't want to do this. I want my Saturday.
We're ready when you are.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I've never been more ready in my life. We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. When our clean, shiny truck pulls up in front of your house, things are about to get happy.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
right at the Wonder Ground. I was like, man, I'm not gonna step on something so flimsy and then pop up here.
Oh yeah. Where were we shooting the Wanderers? What?
On the big main.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we shoot all the home games for them.
Oh yeah.
Didn't understand a bit about soccer until like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Never played it. It's a fun game to shoot.
Yeah.
It's always moving.
Yeah.
It's like this. It's always moving.
Yeah. I'm coming from a soccer family, so
Oh, is that right?
we got tickets to the Wanderers.
I probably picked it up for crowd.
Definitely had front row season tickets. We're right in front of the fucking pirate guy.
Oh yeah.
He's awesome.
Is he?
Oh my lord.
They love him for Media Pro.
Oh, I'm sure they do, but golly, they don't gotta sit next to him.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, we have the fan base here is about.
Yeah.
I think it's us and one other team in the Canadian League.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that seems to be the way with sports, right?
Yeah.
Except for the. Are they still great enough?
No, they beat them up.
Final.
Oh, that's not.
What the hell? They ended up calling. Anyway, they came back.
I think our lacrosse team is fairly popular now, too.
I shoot. Before COVID, they were jam-packed.
Yeah.
Every game. And it's almost when nearing the end of the season this year, same thing.
Yeah.
They're just packed. It's great energy. I don't know if you've been to lacrosse. Or
No, I wish I played lacrosse. I feel like I would like it. But
Yeah. Well, if you like contact sports,
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
But it's fast. The energy's good. It's almost like a heart constantly.
Yeah.
Because they play music in the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And it's very fast. It's fast to shoot. It's
Yeah.
fun to shoot. They do hand playing one end to the other, but yeah, it's good. You have How, during like a regular season, how often do you play games? Once a week?
Yeah.
Give you time to heal.
Not enough time.
Yeah.
The number 5, I played a game. He might be the biggest man I've ever played in my life.
Is that right?
Trying to tackle him.
Yeah.
I'm not a very good tackler, but my God, he is not the same speed as me.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. About to kick off the second half here of round 2 of the Coast to Coast Cup here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Brian Kelly standing beside Mo Abdelmonem. It's been a dominant opening 40 minutes. From the men on your screen there, the Canada West selects led by Graydon Bowd from Red Deer, Alberta. 8 caps for Canada's national team. Back underway here. And this Toronto Arrows Academy side up against a tough competition. That one taken by Isaac Kelly. I think he was standing on the 10 there and used those long arms of his to reach out and grab that ball and get possession early on for the men who have a 28-0 lead. There's Crosby Stewart. Spinning it through the hands down this near side. That tackle was coming in from Adam Doyle. Looked to be a bit high, and the referee's hand goes up for a penalty advantage. High call. Anything over the shoulders is an automatic penalty in the game of rugby. Player welfare, of course, the #1 concern, so keep the tackles down. Boshing his way forward there is Bossy. Into contact, Kyle Steeves from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Good rugby province there. Bowd gets through one tackle, finally brought down. And the back inside ball beautifully. Here's a burst of speed now from Franklin. Over the top. We could have a try early on. Yes, we do. Try time there for Mike Maloney from Trinity College and Deakin University. The man from Lyndoch, Australia. Well, that one all goes back to Johnny Franklin. Just giving a quick high five there to his fullback. Just so much offensive power here from this Canada West select side. Here's Franklin, steps off his left foot knowing he can't make it with the hero ball out the back to Mike Maloney. Mo, that's just too much skill right there.
Yeah, Stewart just identified that there is a little hole in between and used a little nice inside switch ball to just break the line, and just finished off there by Maloney. Great team try, great effort from the selects.
There's a few players on this Canada West select side who are close to becoming Canada eligible. That man right there is one of them. As I said, Mike Maloney from Lyndoch, Australia, plays for the Caps, team that I've faced off against many a time over in North Vancouver. A couple other players as well. Jesse McHale from Palmerston, New Zealand. Alistair Bruce was born here in Canada, but grew up in Cape Town, South Africa, as well as Jalen Ferris. Not even going to try to announce that one from New Zealand.
Yeah, neither am I, actually.
Wainiamata?
Close enough. I'm sure he'll let you know after.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get a text from Clay Panga saying I butchered it. And we could have a try here for Toronto. Well, the first try for the Toronto Arrows Academy right off the kickoff. I'd love to see a replay of this. Mo, you and I are having a chit-chat, and Toronto are scoring their opening try.
If I saw correctly, I believe they just capitalized on that error. Misjudged.
Alistair Bruce can't get a handle on it, and it's gathered up well by Max Goodwin from the University of Guelph. And we have try time here, so what a great response here from the men in blue, gray, and gold touching it down. Crosby Stewart can't stop him. Try time here for Toronto, so rewarded for their efforts, Mo.
Yeah, that's why you never stop chasing the ball. Bounce in your favor, as you saw there, and they're just on the board. See if the Arrows can just continue this momentum.
One of the many players in this competition that played in the Canadian University Men's Rugby Championship with the University of Guelph. Such an incredible competition. It's been held for the last sort of 5 years, I think. Bringing the best Canadian Men's University Championships teams from coast to coast together. UBC and UVic have been dominant in that competition. But it's a great feeder pathway system, and this Coast to Coast Cup, you've got a lot of university-aged athletes. You know, on all these teams, you see a lot of university players from UBC, UVic, Guelph, Concordia, Seneca College, Wilfrid Laurier, etc. Bowd, hanging this one just over the 10. Fearlessly going up for it there is the Toronto scrum half, Adam Doyle. Not the tallest man, but going up for it fearlessly. Spinning out of one tackle there is Den Ouden, finally brought down. Canada West selects back on the front foot once again. Score now 33-7 in their favor. Stewart finds Bowd out the back. Into contact there, good tackle from Toronto. Just outside the 22, Fatorik, try scorer from the first half. Smashing forward, and he's through. This could be another try here for Canada West Selects, but he's brought down. The offload spilling forward. The line break there was from Bochar, the number 8. A knock on, not able to capitalize. Penalty not releasing. The big man. As we see the replay on this ball, he just spots a gap between the two players, just shrugs off one defender. Well, he cut back off his left foot. I think he probably, if he just kept going forward there.
I would have backed my size and pace on that one and just went right to the corner.
Yeah.
Just thought the fullback might come in and bite a bit more.
Well, that was the old Rugby World Cup in 1999 with Australia. Go for the line, man. Do it yourself. Famous commentary of the Wallabies winning the World Cup in '99. Toronto trying to get out of their own half here. Matt Fish into contact. Ball not going to ground, or not going to hands there, pardon me. Into contact. Colin Smeebert trying to work some space down that far side. Through the hands now, good burst of speed. They're still going. Here's Toronto, back inside ball. Finally brought down, big collision. Quick ball once again. Rezic. Here's over the top, kicked forward, play on. Diving on it there, the Canada West selects. Can't quite see who's got that. Ball in the favor now. Canada West selects. Big tackle. So some good life here in the second half from Toronto so far. 6.5 gone. Maloney sends this one into touch, just getting out of harm's way.
There's some great bit of footy skills there I can't even do.
Yeah, that low ball just booted forward. It's a 50-50 chance you're going to knock on if that thing's around your knees and you're going full speed, so he just booted that thing down. Here's Mace. That one sails over the top, but the referee not happy with it, so they're going to bring it back. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is the Coast to Coast Cup Round 2. Canada West selects leading the Toronto Arrows Academy 33-7. We're in Halifax, Nova Scotia, in a suburb called Spryfield, about 15 minutes outside of downtown. We're at the Tars Rugby Club at Graves Oakley Memorial Park. Beautiful day for rugby here in the final day of May. We've got one more competition round coming up on Saturday with the Atlantic Selects taking on this Canada West Selects team. I'm going to say the word selects about 1,000 times doing commentary on that one, but it's going to be a great game here. The Canada West so dominant here in this one, and this home side with their big win 15-10 in the opening round over Toronto Arrows Academy. That was a brilliant defensive performance, as no points were scored in the second half, as that ball just sails on the far side, just trying to get a handle on it one-handed, but knocked forward. So we'll have a scrum down here for Canada West. And if you're just joining us as well, this Coast to Coast Cup competition is all about bridging the gap between club and provincial rugby. So I bring in these three regions together and increasing the level of competition in Canada for this age group of men's national team potentials, I should say, and potential Major League Rugby stars. And joining me is a Major League Rugby star, Dallas Jackals forward Mo Abdelmonem. And Mo, we talked a bit about it on Saturday, but what do these athletes on this field here need to do to maintain and develop towards playing in Major League Rugby and working up towards that physicality?
Well, these are just the stepping stones into getting into a high performance or professional environment, and this is why it's great to see this happening here, especially on the on more of the Atlantic side. Obviously, playing the best out of the best, it just showcases you and it gives you the right exposure that you need and understand what it takes to be an athlete at that caliber.
A lot of these athletes are the best at their clubs and the best in their communities, but now they're going up against the other best of their communities in each of the regions, and it's sort of increasing the high quality competition from coast to coast. And similar to what we had for almost a decade was the Canadian Rugby Championship, which you played in. That was the BC Bears, the Prairie Wolfpack, the Ontario Blues, and the Atlantic Rock. So similar capacity, that Canadian Rugby Championship no longer happening in senior men, which has been sort of replaced a little bit with Major League Rugby, with Toronto being in the competition down in the US. And this is sort of bringing it back, and these groups really brought it on themselves, you know, working with with Rugby Canada, pardon me, to say, look, we're doing this. This is great. This is development, and it's been well received so far. And we're in round 2. That was a long-winded way of explaining what the heck we're doing here today. 50 minutes gone. Let's get back to the rugby. Here's Bowd. Not rolling away. Penalty against the Toronto Arrows Academy. Now in this second half, we've got the wind in favor of Toronto. Isaac Kelly, good offload down this near side. Good hand fend into the corner. We can have another try. Yes, we do. Try time in the corner. Is that Klimchuk? Yes, it is. That's the big man, Matt Klimchuk. We mentioned him before from the Regina Rogues Rugby Club. He's a big unit and a good strong hand fend. Watch it here. Isaac Kelly gets through, finds the offload. Two big men on this near side. He hand fends off Gal Rezic. Smashes over one last man trying to hold the ball up, but just too big, too strong, Mo.
That man, Kelly's just taking in that last defender and then offloading perfectly to give his teammate the space. And that big fend just pushes him off just to get over the line.
And look at the body position. He just gets the ball in like a bear hug position, saying, if you want to stop me, come at me. And he just goes right over the line.
Quite hard to stop a man from 5 meters out in that body height.
Well, rewarded for his efforts off your shot there. Isaac Kelly and Zephyr Melnick both been substituted off, as well as Crosby Stewart and Mike Maloney. So plenty of fresh faces on the field now for Canada West Selects. We'll see if they can keep up the pace that they did in the first 50 minutes here, now that they've got a 38 or 40 point lead.
As we mentioned before, this is all about exposure, so it's a great opportunity for these other boys to come in and show their talent as well.
Here's Bromble, the new scrum half, Bowed. In the fingertip catch there, down this near side, trying to pass that one, tiptoeing in the near sideline was Johnny Franklin, the man from Bowen Island. But he goes into touch. Canada West got this ball, so I guess the offload went off a Toronto player. Referee's just going to clarify. The forwards for Canada West decided to do a little practicing.
A little bit eager.
Yeah. Almost had the dirty dancing lift there with the ball not thrown at them.
Looks like the Arrows are getting the ball instead.
Yeah, that's what the referee was saying. No, I don't think so. Here's Sam Mace. Second round Major League Rugby draft pick for the Toronto Arrows, and that one spilled forward off of the Toronto. Here's Jesse McHale. Here's Bromble. Bowed. Tons of speed on that far side, dancing down the touchline, and the flag goes up.
Brave tackle on the touch there. Just put his body on the line to make sure he does not get the ball on all tackle, and just took him out.
The speed at which the ball is coming out here, well, that's, I don't have a number for 26. A big collision on the far side. Aiden McMullen from St. Anne de Bellevue played a couple of games for Austin in Major League Rugby not too long ago. Just a fearless tackle on the far side. Mace. That ball's been stolen by Botchar. Into contact there. Hard is Dan Cooper from Sunderland. Smashing forward once again. Bowed. Finds the man we do not know who number 26 is, and we'll find out momentarily. Still with possession. Bromble over the top. You can hear the wind in our microphones here. Windy conditions. Bowed. Sensational skills. A little grubber kick. Offloading that one back. Well, he spotted a gap brilliantly, and here could be another try. Yes, it is. That's Dawson Fatorik. Second try of the night for that man. The inside center from Algonquin College. But great and Bowed. That is brilliant. Little grubber kick.
He had the advantage, and he took it. If it comes off, they're all good. If they didn't, going back to the penalty there. What a great grubber through behind some space. Kept the ball alive.
Diving on that ball was Spencer Cooper from the Vancouver Rowing Club.
Just a great line there by Fatorik. Just identified there was a big space in between the two defenders and just took it in for his second try.
No quit in this Toronto side. They're ready to go once again. Bowed. Sends this one downfield, keeps it in. Taken well there by the fullback, Blazkowski. That was a bit of a knuckleball coming at him, and he gathered it up clean. Sealing off is the penalty against Canada West. And referee hearing a bit of chatter, I guess, as he smiles and happily walks 10 meters forward. So a few words must have been said there, Mo.
Yeah, apparently so. You cannot talk to the referee, so he will penalize you and set the tone right for the rest of the game.
Ian Davies is the referee there. Sorry to interrupt, Mo. The Welshman has plenty of Pro 14 experience in Wales, Ireland, Scotland, and England.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I'm not really the best one to talk. I usually talk a lot to the ref.
Do as I say, not as I do, right?
Yeah, me and them usually have quite a love-hate relationship.
Here's Toronto on the front foot, 2 meters out. Can they get it down? Try time for the Toronto Arrows Academy. Well, you love to see that. They've been on the wrong side of a couple of scrums and a couple of driving mauls in the first 60 minutes so far, Mo, but that is no quit.
That's a no-quit attitude. The forwards just wanted to show that they also can match the physicality and power of the selects, and as you saw there, they were just able to barrel their way through and get over the try line.
And as we mentioned a minute or so ago, both these sides having some fresh bodies on the field, and it always changes the dynamic in a test match or in most high-level rugby. You get 8 subs, so you start your first 15 and then you get 16 through 23. In games like this, there's an extra 2 players, and so that's big. If you've got 10 new bodies that can step on the field, that really can change the dynamic.
Yeah, of course, that's a game-changing momentum, especially when you have fresh bodies, as we like to call them, not the subs, but the finishers. So they come in and they just create another new level of the game.
And there's still 20 minutes to go in this contest. It would be a huge mountain to climb for this Toronto Arrows Academy side, but crazier things have happened as that one it sails to the left. Score. Watch me catch the line out one more time.
Yeah, perfectly. They're just taken in, and then they identified that they were just mismatched and not set early. They just drove in, kept low body heights, kept connected, and just right over the try, celebrating there, as you can see, happy to score the try.
Well, taken well there.
Selects have won a few of their own kickoffs there.
Back on the front foot, there's Botcher. Bowed. Got 2 players on the outside. Max Stewart into contact. Dan Cooper, ball out the back. Here's Graydon Bowd. He's got a man on the inside. Into contact there is Jalen Ferris. Trying to go for a quick ball here are the Selects. Smashing over, trying to find an offload. Good tackle there by Smibert. Good forward ball there by Dan Cooper. Just a meter shy. Great shot. Here trying to muscle it over, and they've done it. Another try here for Canada West Selects. I think that's Klimchuk again. He's a hard man to stop from a couple meters out.
Here we just see the replay. It's just great latch on. That's a four legs against 2. That's hard to stop 5 meters out. Great work by Selects.
Graydon Bowd, as I mentioned earlier, from Red Deer. Long-standing player with the Castaway Wanderers in Victoria. Spent some time over in Spain playing professional. As that one goes up. But flags stay down. Less than 20 minutes to play in this one. Canada West over that 50-point mark. Here's Bowd. Just great play there from the leader of the back line, just sending this one downfield, not wanting to play inside their own 22. That's just smart rugby.
Showing his experience, identifying space, getting out of territory.
Fresh scrum half on for Toronto Arrows Academy. That's Owen Cumming wearing the 21 jersey. Box kick over the top. Finding some real estate as that one lands. Canada West Selects just sending that one back. That one was bobbled but picked up. Here's Blazkowski. Finds Smibert on this near side. Some more life here for Arrows Academy. Good tackle from Jesse McHale from the UBC Old Boys Ravens, and it's been turned over. Big, don't argue there from the big man, just over the 22. And that's a high pass that went to no one. I think that was from the try scorer, Klimchuk. Referee gonna bring this one back. Penalty in favor of Canada West Selects. Bow just going to slow things down. Bromble. Here's Klimchuk. Big body smashing forward. Brought down just over the 40-meter line. Burst of speed up the middle there is Jalen Ferris. Good quick ball from Bromble.
That man Fatorik just identifying space and running hard lines.
Bowd back inside. Another line break here. And another try here for the Canada West Selects. I think that one's Spencer Cooper. Yep, Spencer Cooper from Vancouver Rowing Club, just graduated from the UVic Vikes. As we catch a replay of this one. Here's Bowd, back inside ball brilliantly into the hands of Max Stewart.
Nice behind the back there.
Sensational rugby. Spencer Cooper touching it down for another score here. Well, this one sets up for a winner-take-all competition on Saturday night. The Atlantic Selects Rugby taking on this team here, the Canada West Selects, in a winner-take-all clash in this first ever Coast to Coast Cup Series. That one goes at 5 p.m. here at Graves Oakley Memorial Park. Tickets are available at the gate, also streamed live on the Rugby Network. Should be a thrilling contest. The Tars Rugby Club are playing against a team from New Brunswick. Is it Fredericton or?
I believe it's the Trojans.
Trojans? Yeah, it's a mixture of guys from a few different clubs in New Brunswick. They're gonna sort of have a club game beforehand. So if you're in the region, come on out. It'll be a great day of rugby. Back underway. Some good skill there from the big man, and he's got it again. That is Dan Cooper from Sunderland. He's playing like a scrum half.
Without the passing aspect.
Exactly, yeah. Excuse me, yeah. Playing like an inside center, I should say. Just relentless attack here from the Selects. Over the halfway line, brought down by James Webb from Queen's University. And another line break here. He steps off his right foot once, he steps off his right foot twice. That's Max Stewart. Well, he is electric in the back line. He came on earlier as a sub, and he's just got pace for days.
He just identified the space, called for it, broke the line, and then as you saw, great feet, great skills to show that he can break tackles and get over the line.
And the swan dive. Enough time to make a phone call, eat a sandwich, then score that one underneath the posts.
I never lucked out with those swan dives. Maybe once in my entire career.
Yeah, then you land on it and you wind yourself. And
Love
you go,
it,
yeah,
yeah.
I've been there. Like to send a big thank you to the Rugby Network, the home of Major League Rugby broadcasts, editorial content, fun social media clips. Rugby Network broadcasting all 3 of these games of the Coast to Coast Cup Series, as well as the Atlantic Super League finale on Saturday. I work for the Rugby Network full-time and was helping facilitate this competition being shown on that platform, and I absolutely love working for the Rugby Network. Great people working with Rugby Pass and Major League Rugby, and we are nearing the 100,000 subscribers, and that's our goal by the end of this Major League Rugby season. So anyone that you know, any rugby fans or people interested in the sport, get them to sign up. It's free. You get access to every Major League Rugby game, tons of rugby content, tons of video clips online. So check it out at therugbynetwork.com. And Saturday's game will also be free to air. And there's also an incredible contest going on right now on the Rugby Network. Is they're sending 2 people hotels and flights to the 2022 Major League Rugby final, wherever that is, on June 25th or 26th. As the playoffs are about to start, this is the last season of this is the last weekend of regular season, pardon me, of Major League Rugby. We've got our 6 playoff teams. In the West, you've got the LA Giltinis, Austin Gilgronis, and the Houston SaberCats. And in the East, it's the New England Free Jacks, who have been absolutely dominant this season. They are going up against Rugby ATL, last year's winners, and Rugby New York. So that one, their playoffs get underway next weekend. So lots of action going on, and lots of action here as Toronto back on the attack. Well, not 1 spin, that's 2 spins from Aidan McMullen. Hands up in the air is Owen coming. Not a very clean ball for the replacement scrum half. Out the back now. Going to the boot, sending this one over the top. Mark is called. Bow just going, taking the tap quickly. Referee saying, yep, free kick. Trying to tiptoe down this near side. Back into the hands of Franklin. Rumble, quick ball. Fatorik. High body position here. The Arrows Academy players just holding him up, not letting him go to ground. And they've won it. So high body positioning there, Mo.
Great work to scramble defense there. Bow just identified there was a mismatch in space and took a quick tap and went down the sideline. But great to scramble back from the Arrows and create a maul and held it up to win it back. Here we see just offloads, support coming in. Fend off on a big break down the sideline. Good decision to pass. And the next phase, unfortunately, they just don't have the right decision and get held up in the maul.
Wrapped up quickly at the back is Callum O'Neill. Sideways running here from Toronto, but they found some space on the far side. Tiptoeing down the sideline, booted downfield now. Having to get back there quickly is Franklin. He's got tons of time, but he is isolated. Here's Franklin, 1-on-4. Finding a man on this near side. Fake kick from Jalen Ferris. Plenty of numbers on the open side here for the Canada West Selects. And Toronto's won the penalty, and Canada West once again dinged for yapping. An extra 10 meters here for Toronto.
Referee's just not having it today. He warned them once, and he's doing it again.
I'm surprised he hasn't had a chat with the captain. Say that's 2 penalties in about 5 minutes for yapping.
We'll see if Toronto can do what they just did about 10 minutes ago and drive over the try.
Love that saying, have a go. Into the hands there. Max Goodwin, but it's been spilled forward there, so another missed opportunity here for the Toronto Arrows Academy. Mentioned earlier that I had a chat with Mark Winokur, general manager for the Arrows. He's saying they've got a full slate of 1 or 2 matches per month over the next couple of months. They're trying to develop as many players as possible out of Toronto, trying to build obviously towards the Toronto Arrows, but obviously would be happy if some of these players also got selected for Major League Rugby, because we're trying to get as many players playing professional as possible. Got games potentially against New England, New York, a visiting side from Ireland as well.
The Arrows seem to be doing a great job in the scrum. Now they seem to have a good talk at halftime and come back out with a bit more pressure on.
Carter Smith there, big man wearing the 19 jersey. Wilfrid Laurier University and the Brampton Beavers. Big units in the second row. And a penalty awarded to Toronto. They're going to go with the quick tap. Not on the mark, unfortunately. Referee's going to bring this one back. Referee, is he having a chat with the captain? Trying to get a shot of the captain on your screen there. Having a couple quick words. Well, in test matches, you always have the audio from the referee, and you can hear what he's saying. And you know, unfortunately, we don't have that here in the broadcast of the Coast to Coast. But Toronto elected to go with a scrum, so some confidence in the big boys, Mo.
And we'll go back again when you said when you have about 10 new finishers coming on, how that can change the momentum of the game. And as you saw, Toronto's set piece in the scrum has completely changed from the first half.
Canada West Selects have the benefit of having Hubert Bidens as one of their coaches. And another big scrum here from Toronto. Well, the boys off the bench are getting the job done, but they've lost the ball, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate for Toronto. They had a good shove. They would have won that scrum. Unfortunately, they just spilt it.
As I was saying, Canada West Selects, one of the assistant coaches is Hubert Bidens, longtime player for Canada's men's 15s team. Played down in New Zealand with the Manawatu Turbos. Played in the old Pro League as well in San Diego, I believe. One of the assistant coaches of the Pride program, helping with Trinity Western University as well. And another penalty here for the Toronto Arrows Academy. And deja vu once again, not taken on the mark. Referee blowing it back. So I wonder if they'll elect to go for a scrum again and try and just get the shove on. But
they will go back for the scrum. They've shown that they're now the dominant team in the scrum.
But Owen Bromble has his hands on the ball, so I didn't see what happened there and why it's back in the hands of the men in the black jerseys.
Unfortunately, we can't hear the referee. He's explaining it to the teams what's going on.
Yeah, eating away valuable time off the clock.
Toronto really has changed the pace in their scrums.
Yeah. Under 5 to play, 64-12 is the score. High body positioning of that front row, and Toronto, they've done it again. Well, I think that's 3 scrum penalties they've won in a span of about 5 minutes. I think that was Gal Rezic taking it in.
They just realized that they're just running out of time, and they'd like to get the game going to get more points on the board.
Penalty advantage. They think they've scored it, and yes, they have. Another try here for the Toronto Arrows Academy. Well, that's just never say die attitude here from the Toronto Arrows Academy. That's 3 scrum penalties in about 5 minutes.
Here you just see the big man just decides to take the ball in again. A big man like that, 5 meters out in that body position, there is no stopping him.
Well, that's when guys like you, Mo, are in the thick of things, and guys like me are out on the sidelines picking daisies when that happens. There's no chance the forwards are passing that ball.
I'll gladly swap with you.
Conversion attempt to come here from Stan Blazkowski, town of Mount Royal. French-born, but now living in Montreal. That's Blazkowski. One of the assistant coaches of the Toronto Arrows is former Canada Women's 15s coach Francois Ratier, who's formerly with Rugby Quebec. Great rugby man, originally from Quebec, but led Canada's Women's 15s team to a silver medal in Paris back in 2014, so it's good to see him with the Major League Rugby side. Swatted back there by the Canada West selects, and just tippy-toeing down this near side is Johnny Franklin.
Well done to keep it in. Just the pace of the game is great, just to keep the ball alive, the offloads, in a high-tempo game.
Spatial awareness of 3 or 4 times down this near sideline has been great, and some good handling here from the West selects. Into contact now is Klimchuk. Smashing forward there, the big number 8, Callum Botcher. He's been immense this entire 80 minutes. Graydon Bowd stepping once, stepping twice. He's got a man back inside, show and go. He goes back on the inside. Into contact, there is Alex Jordan from Newmarket, Ontario, sniffing for another try. Was that a drop goal? What was that?
I am not exactly sure if he thought he was under an advantage or not.
Well, that I was looking at my note sheet and I didn't see. Was that?
Here we get to see it again.
Graydon Bowd steps off his right, steps off his left. He's got knows he's got a player on his inside and outside. Fakes to Bromble, and he hits Alex Jordan. Brought down just a couple meters shy. Good pick and go here from Jesse McHale. And then what happens here? Bromble. Well, that was an interesting option, just sailing that one into the cheap seats.
Oh, big gap there and big break.
Look at the speed here. Jesse McHale, big connection. Bromble, he's right there. Stopping, going back the other way. Bowd. Into contact. Smashing forward there, Dan Cooper.
Great bit of skill to keep that ball alive.
Absolutely. Sniffing for one more try. Here the Canada West selects. Out the back. Plenty of numbers, just need to dot it down on the far side. And they've done it. That's Talon McMullen. Another White Rock product. Scoring in the right corner, and that could be full time here, Mo.
You just see here, they just elect to go on the outside and use that one-on-one opportunity, and that man just decides to put his head down and bosh right through. Great try.
Well, he still had work to do. He had 2 defenders to beat, and he just went right up the guts. Sideline conversion attempt here. Graydon Bowd no longer on the kicking duties for this last one. And he's struck it well. Does it curl back in time? Oh, just off the near post. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dominant victory for the Canada West selects. Final score. So it would be 69, got to add 5 more points to that. 69-19 is the score. Canada West selects dominant victory over the Toronto Arrows Senior Academy. Well, the Toronto Arrows Senior Academy heading home from this competition winless. However, you got to think that there's some positives to take away from it, Mo.
Yeah, it's been a great showcase for all these players, young, and just to put their bodies on the line and put their hands up for the MLR and for Rugby Canada. I'm sure Kingsley Jones on the sideline there is quite happy to see how this is working out, and this is also great for this side of Canada, the Atlantic, to see rugby grow, high caliber competition to help people grow into the sport they love.
Coast to Coast Cup second round is complete. We've got one more clash coming up on Saturday, as mentioned earlier. It's the Atlantic Selects, the local side, taking on the men in black there who were dominant in today's clash. Join us here at Graves Oakley Memorial Park, 5 o'clock kickoff, but come on early. Barbecue will be rocking. The bar will be open. Be a great day for rugby here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. My name is Brian Kelly, alongside Mo Abdelmonem. Happy to be bringing you coverage here of the Coast to Coast Cup. We'll see you Saturday. Thank you very much for tuning in on the Rugby Network. This is the Coast to Coast Cup Series, sponsored by Strand. Thank you and have a good night.